Norman School Board meeting proposing new improvements for the district, same-sex and interracial marriage in the spotlight, and a cold blast is coming our way. We'll tell you what to look out for. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Stone Weber.
And I'm Gabriela Tumani. We begin tonight with the big change in the weather.
Gabriela, get ready to get that winter coat out. Josh Duncan joins us now with the first look at the cold blast headed our way.
That's right, a major cold front is moving through our state right now. It was warm earlier this afternoon. We're still holding on to some 70s across southeastern Oklahoma, but just you wait. This colder air is rushing in and it's coming in fast. We're already down to 46 in Norman and 30s in the northwest. You factor in the winds that are gusting 20 to 30 to 35 miles per hour across our state, and this is what it feels like outside. Already talking about a wind chill of 38 here in Norman, some teens. That's how it feels like in the Panhandle. Get ready. This cold air is going to be filtering in overnight, and it is going to be very cold for tomorrow. However, more roller coaster rides and our temperatures are ahead. We'll take a look at those details coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thanks, Josh. It is now in the hands of Norman voters who will decide on a school bond issue that could bring hundreds of millions of dollars in upgrades to the Norman Public Schools District. OU Nightly's Austin Pratt joins us live from the district's headquarters with the story. Austin?
Gabriela, Stone, I was here for the special meeting of the Norman Board of Education when they approved a bond election for February. If approved by voters, this could mean hundreds of millions of dollars for Norman schools.
Yes.
Linda Sexton? Yes.
Over $350 million, to be exact, to improve Norman Public Schools.
Working with this board over the last few years, wanting us to be aggressive and provide what we can, everything we can for our faculty, our students, our parents today. I think we've put together a great package.
Part of the bonds include a new performing arts center, esports facilities for both high schools, and a new football stadium for Norman North High School, a long-desired item for Norman.
The football team in 25 years has never had a home game, not once. They played at Harv Collins, but it's not on their campus for their team.
Additionally, the money will go towards renovating all of the schools wherever needed most, including eliminating portable classrooms outside the buildings.
You see on most of those elementaries getting out of a portable and into a permanent building. That's something we've talked about my 8-9 years on this board. And so
the board looks forward to the future with many potential new resources available for all students.
Upgrading and just evolving. Our students are evolving constantly and we have to evolve with them. And that's, I mean, we will always be doing this to be a premier district.
Voters will be able to vote on the bond February 14, 2023, and the bonds will have a limit of 5 years after they've been issued. Reporting live, Austin Pratt, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Austin. There's new information tonight about the future of both same-sex marriage and interracial marriage in the United States. OU Nightly's Donovan England has the latest on that and the rest of today's national headlines from the News Center.
Stone, the U.S. Senate is set to vote on a bill concerning both forms of marriage today. It is expected to pass the Senate, but supporters of this bill want to get it through the House before the end of the year as Republicans take control of the chamber in January. The bill does not require all states to legalize same-sex marriages. It just requires a state to recognize another state's legal marriage. Rail workers could strike as soon as next week after rail unions rejected a deal moderated by the Biden administration. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Congress will consider another bill to avoid a shutdown. One of the points rail workers are fighting for, paid sick time from their companies. Experts say a strike would further upset the supply chain before the holidays and cost the U.S. up to $2 billion a day. A dinner party hosted by former President Donald Trump has the Republican Party questioning his intentions.
First, let me just say that there is no room in the Republican Party for anti-Semitism or white supremacy.
The ex-president is being criticized after inviting extremist guests, with the party being called, quote, a white nationalist meeting. Stone, Gabriella.
Thanks, Donovan. Good news for fans of OU's beautiful campus. Changes are coming to the university's formal garden. OU Nightly's Noah Mack is live with how your walk to class may look a little different.
Well, I'm standing here right in front of OU's formal garden, which hasn't been updated in over a decade, but a change is right around the corner.
The landscaping department is planning to renovate the garden and introduce plants that would stick around for 3 seasons.
For 9 months out of the year, you will have color, permanent color.
OU gardener Tammy Mitchell says in the long run, maintenance will be a lot easier.
And to take care of brand new plants is always harder. Established plants are always easier.
She says it's definitely a weight off their shoulders, especially since 4 years ago, OU laid off 25 people from landscaping and cut their budget by over $80,000. But in the end, Mitchell says it's something that needs to be done.
With the, foundation plants, you get structure, and, you could put some benches in there, some walkways, and make it more personal. The gardens were meant for people to stop and take a second and look around. That's what gardens and flowers are meant for.
Mitchell believes, above all, this plan and her job is for the students, and she wants them to be a part of the process.
If anybody wants to put their ideas across, go for it.
Senior Ashley Marshall says the gardens often make her day better and would like to see a change to the formal garden.
Sometimes I go study by the Union outside, so having this would be nice.
Well, Mitchell tells me that they're still fleshing out those plans, but once they have them finalized, it'll take like 1 to 2 months to have them in the ground. Reporting live from campus, Noah Mack, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Noah. The Tuesday after Thanksgiving is known as Giving Day.
Hear how this national movement is helping people right here at OU. We're live with that story coming up.
And a passion is causing a piece of Oklahoma to find its new home.
Stick around to see what's getting launched into space at the end of this month.
Your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane. You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. Final wishes are being granted for a man who just passed away. Summer Miller has more in our Science and Technology report. Summer?
At the end of this month, an Oklahoma City man's ashes will be launched into space. Mike D. Carl's family says this was his dream, to be among the stars. It's all thanks to a company called Celestis. Carl's remains will rocket into space for 90 seconds before touching back down. And a new device developed right here in the Sooner State just received FDA clearance. It's surgical technology that will make complex surgeries quicker with smaller incisions. It uses augmented reality to show the surgeon patient data while they are operating. So far, it's been used for reconstructive surgeries. And here in Norman, OU is partnering with a clean energy company to enhance deep drilling research. The goal of the sponsored research is to develop new ways to drill into the earth, allowing for clean sources of energy. Geothermal heat is a renewable resource that uses heat from the Earth's crust. The research agreement will go into June of 2024. In a national headline, Elon Musk says he plans to roll out the new Twitter verification system this week. Expect to see different colored check marks.
A global initiative started 10 years ago called Giving Tuesday. Happens every Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and it directly affects your local communities. OU Nightly's Bellarati spoke to several people in the Norman community on why it's so important to give today.
Stone, yes, today is Giving Tuesday, but after talking to some OU students on campus, it's clear many people didn't even know this day existed.
After Black Friday, after Cyber Monday, for them to contribute to nonprofit organizations that do good work in their communities.
Giving Tuesday is a global generosity movement, unleashing the power of people and organizations to transform their communities and the world.
Overall, Giving Tuesday is a global movement where people all over the world can contribute to whatever is important in their communities. More specifically, for KGOU, Giving Tuesday is a chance for our listeners, our supporters, to show their support for what we do, not just on this day, but what we do for them throughout the year.
Started only 10 years ago, Giving Tuesday is a day not many people think about. But donating even the smallest amounts to your local nonprofits could help those around you.
Not everyone that comes in is necessarily homeless or starving. Some people just need a meal to get through like their next class or next week or like the next month. So there's such a huge need, and it's so cool that when you do give to the OU Food Pantry, you're directly serving people within the OU community.
But when I asked students on campus, they hadn't heard of Giving Day at all.
What's today? Today's 29th. I don't think I do.
I don't think I do, no. The need in our community is there, but the steps towards making a difference are slow moving. The day is not over yet. If you want to donate, you can do so right here on campus. All you have to do is bring cans, clothes, or cash. Reporting live, Bella Roddy, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Bella. Coming up on OU Nightly, OU students are getting a chance to showcase their artwork this weekend.
Find out where you can see their work when we return. And Josh, will they need to bundle up this weekend too?
Yeah, well, a strong cold front is moving through our state right now. Temperatures will be very cold tomorrow. Slightly warmer weather is on the way for the weekend. We'll break it all down coming up in weather right after the break.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Central and Midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday. Taking a look at radar, a storm system is moving across the Central Plains, and there's just a little bit of blue showing up on the map in parts of the Oklahoma Panhandle and southern Kansas. However, we're not thinking that much of this is reaching the ground. If anything, just a few flurries across far northwestern Oklahoma. The bigger impact from the storm system is further east, where a severe thunderstorm outbreak is underway. A few tornado warnings in here as well from Louisiana through Mississippi. The weather team keeping a very close eye on this part of the country this afternoon. But notice, all of this is east of Oklahoma, so we don't have to deal with any severe weather. The main focus around here is going to be the bitterly cold temperatures. Here we go. If you haven't stepped outside in a few hours, a major shock is on the way. It is going to be feeling like 35 by 5 o'clock this evening, and by 7 o'clock, wind chills will be in the 20s across central Oklahoma. So bundle up this evening because it is going to be cold. And out the door tomorrow morning, it'll feel like around 20 degrees for the OKC Metro. 7, that'll be the wind chill in Guymon tomorrow morning. A major change from what we had out there for today. And taking a look at your forecast over the next few days, tomorrow will be stuck in the mid-40s during the afternoon. So it is going to be staying cold all day long. Then starting to warm up, 50 on Thursday, and how about 67 for Friday? A nice end to the week, but the winds will be starting to increase out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour coming up on Friday. We're dry over the next few days, but looking ahead to Sunday now, this is when our next storm system arrives. A 30 to 40% chance of showers, maybe a brief thunderstorm, but this does not look like a widespread soaking setup for rain. Just a chance for some hit and miss showers coming up for the second half of the weekend. A live look outside and the campus cam here shows a current temperature of 50 degrees, but that northwest wind at 26 miles per hour is making it feel a whole lot colder outside. And overnight tonight, lows will be in the upper 20s with 27 degrees here in Norman. Your Wednesday forecast calls for highs only in the mid-40s, but we will have quite a bit of sunshine during the day. Your 7-day forecast shows the warm up as we head toward the end of the week. 67 Friday, then cooler for the weekend with a rain chance coming in on Sunday, and how about 70 on Monday? Back to you.
Thanks, Josh. OU's Interior Design program is hosting an opening reception featuring original furniture designs made by their own students. These designs begin as drawings to cardboard models and now full-size completed furniture pieces. Many of these students started this course with little to no knowledge of using tools or creating full-size furniture. The reception will take place this Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Mainside Contemporary Art Gallery. OU women's basketball is off to a hot start at 5-1 on this season.
And Trae Young dazzled again in the NBA. Brig Bates joins us now. Brig, just how good is he?
That's right, guys. We have an update on one of Norman's own dominating at basketball's highest level. And a former Sooner is on fire in the NFL and building a case for an MVP season. Stick around for that and more next in sports.
As your family, if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane, you can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Scam, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Brig Bates, and it's time for sports. The Sooners continue to shine across the sports world as we start with the red-hot women's basketball team, who are 5-1 to start the season.
Well, I can't tell you how fortunate I feel that I got year one with them, you know, because that could have changed too. They easily could have gone anywhere they wanted from that standpoint for them to be able to stay another year. I think in the first year we're all kind of getting to know each other. I think they loved the style of play, and I think we loved coaching them. So I think it was just this incredible fit.
Trae Young is one of the many Sooners in the NBA, and he's starting to heat up. The Hawks held the lead in the third as Ice Trae shows off his deep three ball to extend the lead. Young finished the game with 18 points and 10 assists. He is second in the league in assists this season, yet the Hawks come up short 104-101. And sticking to the hardwood, the OKC Thunder travel down to NOLA to face the Pelicans. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues his hot streak of 30-plus point games. But it wasn't enough for the Thunder as the Pelicans flew past OKC 105-101. SGA has the most 30-point-plus games in the NBA with 15 this year. And passing it over to the football field as transfer portal season heats up. 247 reports that Sooners wide receiver Theo Weiss is expected to enter the portal. Weiss gave praise to Brent Venables for establishing his culture despite the turmoil in the program. And the 2019 OU football star-studded recruiting class has potentially come to an end, pending a Theo Weiss transfer. OU's highest offensive class in program history by recruiting rankings was action-packed with 3 5-stars and 2 4-stars. And former OU QB1 Jalen Hurts is playing out of his mind and rapidly trending towards an MVP caliber season. Hurts is putting the hurt on NFL teams across the league with over 3,000 total yards, 25 touchdowns, and 8 rushing touchdowns, along with a league-best 10-1 record. Hurts' odds to win the MVP is now plus 350. And the Indianapolis Colts hosted the Pittsburgh Steelers for Monday Night Football. The Steelers were feeling it as they took a 13-3 lead at half. But the Colts galloped back as Matt Ryan finds Michael Pittman to tie the game. But George Pickens seals the game with a 2-point conversion as the Steelers take home the win 24-17. USA, USA, USA. Christian Pulisic advances USA to the round of 16 with a 1-0 victory over Iran in the World Cup.
Thanks, Brig. Coming up on OU Nightly, hear how the community is giving back to a special group of people.
And what local organization is leading the charge? Stay tuned.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year. And lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region, too. So chances are there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
I'm Ireland Fitzer at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The Assistant District Attorney in Payne and Logan counties is facing charges of child pornography. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation received cyber tips about the incident. Yesterday, he was searched and arrested, and he has since been fired from his job. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Ireland. The holidays are here, and while most people are spending time with their families, some Americans are on their own.
A local organization called Socks for Seniors is delivering gifts to nursing residents who usually don't get Christmas gifts.
The group will deliver socks, candy, and other gifts to several cities in the state, including OKC, Norman, and Edmond. Socks for Seniors also say they could really use more volunteers this year. And Josh Duncan is here to give us one last look at our forecast. Josh?
Yeah, we're still keeping a close eye on areas just to our southeast, a severe weather outbreak underway, and it looks like we now have a tornado warning that's getting closer to the Jackson, Mississippi area. So if you know anyone in this part of the country, maybe give them a call. Just make sure that they know that dangerous weather is in the area. We'll be continuing to watch this throughout the remainder of the evening. Back here at home, a major cold front's moving through, and we're going to be stuck in the mid-40s tomorrow afternoon. It will be warming up by the end of the week, 67 Saturday, back in the 50s for the weekend with a rain chance coming in Sunday. Back to you.
Thanks, Josh, and thank you for joining us for our Tuesday evenings this semester.
Make sure to tune in the rest of this week for our daily shows live at 4:30. Good night.